Shalom, Kahala Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect, who are the house of David reborn again in this generation. And Shalom to the 130 Yasharallah, who today are known as the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who before losing our true heritage were known as, and still are, the true Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Bible. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about the tares of our nation. But let's read this first. This is Matthew 13 and 38. The field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one. This is Matthew 13 and 30. Let both grow together until the harvest, and in the time of harvest I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. Now, I read this parable, and I gave the explanation first, and then I read the parable of about the tares and the wheat, to show you that they are being raised together, right? And when you have understood the parable of the wheat and tares, you understand that is talking about the Israelites and the other nations who have managed to sow their seed within our nation, right? And again, if you are unsure what I'm talking about, you see, whenever a man lays with a woman of another nation, right, that child, doesn't matter how, doesn't matter what the wife is, the mother, that child that comes out, the seed that made that child is the seed of the man, and hence that child is what their father is, and this is also biblical when you read Numbers 1 and 18, that says that we declared our houses by the pedigree of our fathers. Okay, now you see what's going to happen now that we're coming closer to the end of the world, right? The end of this empire of the Edomite. You're going to have the separation between the Israelites and the tares, right? The wheat and the tares are going to be separated, right? You're also seeing this division in other forms, right? You're seeing the division between the good and the bad, right? And you're also seeing the division between the wheat and the tares. Now, I'm going to show you an example of a tare, right? Now, we're going to go ahead and watch this. Then I'm going to break in afterwards and we're going to talk about it.
Yes, I am romantic with all of them, but mainly it's usually Kelly. I found Kelly on a creepycollection.com site, and I had to have her, and my dad said if I get good grades in school, he'll let me have her. I got good grades, and by the time I was 13, Kelly was mine. These are my other partners, and no, they're not children. She's 38, he's 37, and she's 39. Zoe has a British accent. She's from, as what I feel, she's from London, England, and she is very intelligent, very witty. He's all happy and fun. He kind of reminds me of Ted the bear. And then Courtney's badass, speak your mind, be cool, and yes, I am romantic with all of them, but mainly it's usually Kelly. I started to fall for Kelly when I was 16 years of age, and what made me fall for her is just the personality that she had, the spirit, the energy that I felt, and that the way she treated me in my own mentality. Growing up, a lot of people, a lot of the kids, relationships with other children would disappoint me. These necklaces I got her for her birthday, and I got mine a matching one too. And we have our tattoos too. I wanted to do a full-blown wedding because I wanted to show my love to her in that kind of way, like, hey, Kelly, you know, I love you, and I just wanted to have a little, and it was around my birthday, around our birthday, so it was like a little birthday party, but as a wedding, so it made me feel good. It made us feel good. Kelly likes to go out to eat with me, but it gets hard to do that because I have to kind of hide her because I'm afraid of what people are going to say. I've had enough of that online. My dad recently passed away, and he meant and means a lot to me because, you know, even though he didn't really understand me like all the way, you know, he still accepted me, and he tried so hard to be a good dad, and, you know, I just miss him. You know, I'm not hurting anybody, I'm not hurting myself, and also, Kelly has never done anything to me that has hurt me, and as well as love is love.
So,
yes, I am romantic.
Pause this and let me see if I can find. Where's that video? That part I wanted to find, where she actually shows a picture of her father. There you go. So this man here, he is an Edomite, right? If you look at her father, that is a Caucasian man, okay? So a lot of people, when they would look at this woman, which, by the way, this woman is nuts, right? And not only is she nuts, but she's vile, right? She has a affinity for zombies and also their children, right? Even though she said that they're 30-something years old. No, those are child dolls, okay? And but just the whole thing where she desires these things, man, this is not a trait of an Israelite, right? When you look at our people, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, yeah, we have some weird people amongst us, you know, amongst our own people, right? Some, you know, the crazy uncle, the crazy aunts, but you don't see this level of vileness, of, you know, of how wicked this is, man. Yes, this woman she does have a mental issue, but this is just highlighting the wickedness of these people, man. This is what they revert to, right? And, you know, as you've seen, like she said, her father never condemned her or just wanted to, you know, accept her, because this is how these Edomites are. Their spirits are naturally crooked, right? There's something perverse and wrong about these people. And why is that? Well, because you see, the spirit inside of them is a spirit of Satan, right? He is their spiritual father, okay? Now, that's why it doesn't matter if this man here, he slept with a so-called black woman, right? Which obviously he did, and he brought forth this girl here, this woman. You know, I'm sure this woman tries to say she's mixed or she's black. She's not black. She is simply just a chocolate-covered Edomite, right? She is an Edomite that looks like a Judite, okay? Plain and simple. And these are the tares that the Lord is separating between the Israelites and the non-Israelites, right? Because you see, our people, our women, because how we are in a captivity-like state, our women have been given over to all the nations of the world. And the thing is that, Salaki, I'm driving right now and there's idiots on the road. But there's a lot of people who have taken advantage of our women, right? Either while we're in hardcore bondage and, you know, they rape them and whatnot. And from those, that you had children who came forth who were left amongst our people, who then later on got with more people of our nation. And those children, you know, if there were boys that came from those relationships, would still be tares, right? And it continued. And this is why you have people that look like Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, but they are just straight up freaking weird, like this person here in this video, right? You have other people like that one. He's that Judite guy who I forgot. He acts really slow, and he has like a YouTube show where he goes out and interviews people, but he loves the white people, white person, man. You know, he loves the Donald Trump. He calls him the Great White Hope. Oh, Jesse Lee Peterson, okay? Jesse Lee Peterson, he's a terror, man. You can tell, right? His whole character, his whole spirit is off on him, right? And this is what I'm talking about this, because I wanted to read this scripture here that shows that you could tell a person by their spirit. Now, this scripture here, let's go and read it. This is Romans 8 and 16. It says, the Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. Okay? Now, this scripture here is relating to the fact that you could use the spirit, right? You could tell somebody's countenance and by discerning their countenance, their spirit, you can see if they are righteous, if they are of our people, right? Do they have that, that same flavor, I guess you could say, right? Or if not, right? Well, this also works in the opposite way, right? Can you discern? You could easily discern that somebody's a bug out. When I watched this video and I started seeing this, I knew she was a terror from the very beginning, right? Even before they started showing her Edomite family, right? And then when they showed her Edomite dad in that picture, that freaking just I was like, I knew it, right? And that's because you could tell by the spirit, right? So this is why a lot of our people out there are who you may think are our people, they are not. They're simply terrors of other nations, right? So when you're out there and you hear that some Judite politician, some Hispanic politician, some Native American politician or celebrity is out there and trying to get you to do something that is against the scriptures, a lot of times they could be terrorists, man. And again, and when you go into Herod, he was a prime example of this, man, right? His father slept with one of the women of the Maccabean family, and from him came out Herod, and that man was made ruler over our people, right? But the spirit inside of him was an Edomite, right? But again, this is all prophecy. This is what is a result of us going into our captivity, losing our autonomy, losing our sovereignty, that our women would be booty onto all other nations, and from that would be born terrors, people who would look like us, but inside spiritually they would not be of us, right? This is Isaiah 14 and 20. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land, and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned, right? And you see, that's the thing, right? You have the seed line of these wicked, evil Edomites, the evildoers, right? Those seed lines are going to be wiped out, right? Regardless if they come directly from an Edomite, right? The Edomites that survive the coming end of the world, Armageddon, right? Or even the seeds of these Edomites that are hidden amongst our people and the other nations. Because again, these Edomites love themselves some Asian women, man. And there are a lot of Asian people who are all rich and, successful, right? And you think, oh, they're Asian. No, man, a lot of them are freaking Edomites, man. But just have, freaking Asian features because their mom, fucking loved Esau good time and shit, man. And gave up the box, and now you have yourself an Asian flavored Edomite. Well, again, these seeds that Esau, the wicked one, has managed to sow throughout the entire world in the wombs of all the women of the other nations, including us Israelites, they're all going to be caught and done away with, man. So this is ultimately to address the people who are talking about, GMS has Edomites in their camps or this and that. Man, if there was Edomites that are in GMS, we would freaking discern that they were Edomites, man. You could tell by the spirit. And again, besides that, man, let's just say there happened to be a fucking, cool ass Edomite, man. Fucking, if, one even exists and shit. But let's just say one just happened to fucking, fake all of us out. His ass isn't getting on the fucking chariots, man. The Lord is not gonna save any Edomite, regardless if they have fringes, they're doing the Sabbath or whatever, man. The scriptures are very plain. Just read Obadiah 1 and 18, right? But ultimately, Akim, I just wanted to share this video, man, to show the craziness of these Edomites, man. Doesn't matter if they're covered in a shell of righteousness, right? Or they are still going to be perverse, man, and that perverseness is gonna ooze on out, regardless of who they are, man. Right? But this is just a prime example, man, that you cannot make a clean thing or a dirty thing clean. Okay. So until the next time, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Ruach Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect. Shalom.